Hello, everybody. Here with Benjamin from Black Sheep Global. Ben, it's always good to see you.
Dave,
Yeah,
pleasure.
yeah, no doubt. We actually have some history, and our history kind of joins us to the fact that from a little bit different a perspective, he's also trying to help bring standardization, solutions, customization, insights, and helping create that standard for expertise in the marketplace, right? So you have like your own view on that part. So why don't you tell us a little bit about, why you're here at the show? What is it that you're trying to get out of us? Let's lay a little foundation for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So number one, I'm here to speak. I'll be presenting tomorrow, part of a panel. We're going to be talking about process tech and automation.
Yeah. The big three: process, tech, and automation.
See, we like to slam it all together, right? Because it's all important, and they basically all interweave.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're going to be talking about that with a few other vendors, and that'll be a lot of fun. That's really the reason that I'm here, aside from being here in Florida and getting some time at the beach with my wife and son. So we're going to do that too.
Yes. Yeah, it is a balmy 98 degrees out and 110% humidity. So great day for the beach. Yeah, no doubt.
But yeah, I'm excited to be here and really see what are some of the new things that are available, right? Being in the position that I am, as I work with my clients, we're always looking for new tools, new softwares, and what are the problems our clients are trying to solve so that we can find the best solutions for them.
Yeah.
We like to say that we're not loyal to anybody, but we like everybody, right?
Yeah.
So we try to make friends with the vendors, get to know what are the opportunities out there. Yeah. And everybody's got a product that's good for somebody, right? So if we can know your product better, then that helps us match you with the right client.
Yeah, why don't you explain a little bit in detail? So where I actually met Benjamin out in Vegas, and it was kind of unique. It was one of the first times that I met somebody who was like really doing some recon for his clients, right? He was like kind of out there like, in the bushes, in the weeds, looking around at some different stuff, like what's good for this client, what's good for that. And I thought that was kind of cool that you were actually out there on behalf of other people saying, I feel that these processes or techs or products are good for you. So why don't you tell us a little bit more about how you evaluate what's a good product or a good process for your team?
So what I found is that when we look at the industry of property management, there's tons of similarities, and everybody has these various processes that they run and various functions of the business that always happen to everyone. Yeah. Everyone is still their own unique, customized business.
Yeah.
And so as vendors, when we look at the industry as a whole, we say, okay, I want to make this product that everybody needs. Yeah. That's impossible because everybody's different. And while there are still some base needs that every client has, every company is still unique. You have different cultures, you have different people, they're all the different things. Yeah. And so for those individual property management companies to find the tools that they need, it's a heck of a lot of work. Yeah. Right? They have to go to the events like this.
Yeah. It's a custom tailored suit.
It's a custom tailored suit. And they're trying to create that for themselves. And in many cases, it's a pain. Yeah. They don't want to do it. Yeah. So that's where you can bring in someone like us, and we help you navigate all of those waters. Yeah. And while it's not just the navigating of the waters, we actually help with the implementation too. We're not just like, hey, here's the thing, have fun. Have fun. Yeah. Right? We're actually going to help you implement the
set it up, get it going, feel successful. Very cool. That's one of the challenges that we look at even from a tech component is that, why can one client have such an amazing experience and the other client leave you?
Yeah.
Right? I've been in this industry 15, 20 years. And the amount of cycle and churn, and there's no reason to it. And a lot of it comes down to feeling and emotion, right? Why does one jacket fit great on somebody else and the other person people put on, they're like, ugh, like, I don't know, this doesn't work for you. And I think that if we can use tech, especially, as we're heavy on AI, really to begin to understand the intimacy part of what technology can deliver to somebody. So how do I create a standard, but how do I use tech and AI to create a custom experience to that person? I just get goosebumps when I think about that because that's what we're trying to solve. And it's a big task to solve, but I think we're going to do it. So the NARPM group, let's talk about them a little bit, right? Super close, great people. I always, talking about they're like a fraternity or a sorority, right? Why do you see value in this group? What do you see happening here that attracts you to come down and be a part of it and invest your time here?
That's a good question. Okay, so what I see in the world at large, not just in this industry, is that we're all craving validation, right? We all want to be confirmed in the ideas that we have. Yeah. And the best way to do that is talk to other people, right? You're going to get some confirmation. And when you have a professional group like this, you can get that professional validation from people who actually know what the heck they're talking about. Yeah. So when you're asking that question, is this the right software? Am I doing this the right way? Yeah. Is this the best approach for screening? Is this the best approach for maintenance? Yeah. Right? How am I supposed to handle this? You can actually talk to other people who are in the trenches doing the things that you do, maybe a little bit differently, because again, every company is unique, but you can get that affirmation that at least I'm headed in the right direction, or at least I've got the right general idea.
Yeah.
And I think that's really what everybody's looking for, is that
Yeah.
confirmation, which they get in a place like this, where you have a ton of great PMs who are all in one space,
Yeah.
who are sharing knowledge,
Yeah.
and yeah, it's just a great time.
You know, it's interesting that you say that, because, 70% of the market, maybe 60% at this point, is yet to adopt property management, right? We're still in that 30 and 40% and kind of reach that cap there. It trades and it comes in and out. And so the question is interesting. It's like, McDonald's has, however many restaurants that they have, and everyone loves it because it's standard,
Consistent.
right? Consistent.
Yep.
Does property management suffer from that because it's not consistent? Do people like customization? I think that's the things that people are still trying to figure out, right? If there was a standard across the entire country, would that attract more people? Or is it the customization? What is technology going to help us answer and figure out there? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, that's a really interesting question. So if you think about going to McDonald's, is there any emotion involved in that? I would argue no, right? You're going to get a hamburger, and kind of a crappy hamburger if you're asking my opinion, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right. There's very little emotion there. But if we're talking about our homes, that's chock full of emotion.
Yeah.
That's the place that you live. Someone said this earlier in another conversation. Of all the places in the world, that's the one that you care about.
Yeah.
That's the one where you live. That's the one where you're invested. Where are you going? I want to go home, right? So to me, it's really the emotion lives there in that idea of home and the relationships that happen there. And that's something that's an intangible. We can't necessarily capture that on a global scale. So to the big property management providers, to me, I say, hey, good luck.
Yeah.
Right? I wish you nothing but the best.
Yeah.
But I think they're going to have trouble because they will continue to scale. They'll get really good at their systems. They'll have their AIs. They'll have their tools.
Yeah.
But they'll always lack that personal individual touch unless they start investing in their people as much as they invest in their tech.
Yeah, that's really great. And that's what I think we see here about, NARPM and in the other industries, is really the investment in the people, the quality of the relationship. Property managers are under assault by tech, but I always say, I don't see tech ever replacing the handshake, the local relationships that you have with those new clients, the local relationships that you have with vendors, and bringing them into your network, right? And building that community. So use tech to scale, use tech to lower costs, use tech to get better. But don't allow tech to replace that yet. Right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. Well, Ben, Jimin, it was so great to be able to hang out with you.
Good.
He's always a part of the movement, a part of this generation that's coming in. That's like, let's get better. Let's add emotion to the product. Let's consider it. Let's look at our processes. Let's create tailored fit systems for people that help them succeed and reach their goals. And that's why I love connecting with guys like this. Appreciate you guys.